Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Strong Legs. This right here is Boggs. We're going to be bringing you the action. We have 3 matches tonight, Boggs.
Indeed, we do. We have a pretty solid lineup as well, leading off with this Rebirth versus MAC51 matchup. Then moving on to Intact versus Team 1, and finishing off with Divine against, I drawing a blank, I believe it's INTZ, if memory serves.
Oh, no, that is not correct, sir. It is Whalers. You got the region right.
I got the just not
Just not the teams. A little bit of a mix-up right there. But I think we're ready to go. Let's jump straight into the server. Let's not waste any time, Boggs.
No, we shall not. Heading into Mirage, map which I'm sure everyone's rather familiar with. I know some people in the community are rather antagonistic when it comes to this map, but I'll take it over Dust 2 any day of the week, right?
Wow. Go straight to my heart, Boggs. Now let's get down to it. Talked about the little bit of fun facts. Rebirth sitting at the top of their respective divisions and other places of the internet. Now Stamina, probably one of the longer lasting members of this roster, as well as Battery, but Rampage, Shocker, and Beck are the latest additions. And there's a little flair to this roster, so I think this is pretty 50-50 toss-up right now. Now the information is played out. It is heavy aggression for Rebirth as they look to gain control of jungle, and as well as Curry's life, and that's a man advantage going here into the post plant.
It's a good man advantage. There is no kit for the CT side as well, so time is of the essence. It's a very solid post plan. If Riku doesn't start tearing it apart, though, it's a great opening onto Rampage. More to find. The triple up jungle is going to spell a lot of disaster for Stellar. Robbie's going to try and take some heads off of the shoulders of the T-sided players. Instead, it's going to be a dink going the way of Riku. Stellar eventually falls. Battery comes in with another one, and now suddenly Thief's left in the 3 versus 1. And making a 3 versus none as Battery adds a second to his total. Shoker with 2 as well, and Rebirth mop up the round relatively cleanly.
Yeah, solid work there from Rebirth, actually. Getting it, that deep jungle control was actually everything that they needed. Rampage a little bit too stationary there. He kind of looked like a plant. Riku just he was kind of questioning whether he saw Rampage or not. He's like, is that a person? And he just took his time, lined up the one tap. That was the thing. Either way, is now in the control of MAC51. Of course, the force buy here for and Rebirth.
Yeah, this buy from Rebirth is extremely risky because if they lose a couple rifles to those Deagles, it's going to lead to MAC51 potentially salvaging guns that put them at the advantage, especially with the 2 Krieg sitting on Battery and Shoker. But Riku's going to go down early. That's a great opening pick by Vec in towards middle. Thief, though, with the Deagle in hand, and Robbie with the Mag 7 waiting for the window drop, will not be lucky enough to face anybody just yet as the bomb back C. And 3 players from Rebirth out towards mid, full control in their possession. But if we look towards ramp, we have Curry all the way pushing in aggressive, getting that information. Although he could yin-yang around with Rampage, it still does seem to play to the advantage of MAC51.
Temporarily, especially if Curry can actually get a kill right here, but I think he may have heard them coming over towards the A side, so he's taking a more defensive position, an attempt to get a 1D here, unable to. Now he's gonna have to fall back, but Rampage is right there waiting for him. Now they know exactly where Curry is. There's no more element of surprise. That is it.
Deck's gonna cut off the jungle rotation as Robbie falls. Now Thief again in the 1vx, this time a 1v5. If we can get a couple kills, maybe steal away the rifle of Battery, that would be huge. He's gonna spot him out, lines up the shot and lands it cleanly. Well, not entirely cleanly, but he should be able to grab the SG. The only problem is he's being hunted down by 3 players, and he failed his jump, Roy. It's going to be double swung. This is not looking good for Thief.
This is no time to be misstepping yourself, Thief. That's one and done. Rebirth, pick up the 2-0. Nice attempt there from MAC51. They had the right adjustments, but not quite what they needed to kind of inch their way into that round win. So no robbery this round. They're back into the realm of sanity. And of course, MAC51's forced by Boggs. This is going to be a relatively freebie here. Now, let's see what MAC51 has in store. They seem like they're headed towards middle. Yeah, that's it. They're just going to go one towards window, one towards underpass, triple, I guess double towards. Don't count the guy upper, but I think they're going to send Battery in here for that information. He has the MAC-10. He's probably just going to probe the site here.
Yeah, they have the bomb far back. Players watching the underpass push already taking down Riku. Curry might just get caught off guard. Oh, that's a beautiful shot onto Vec by Curry. And Robbie's actually taking some damage. Steals back to Battery, who's taken down to half HP. The bomb will be recovered, however, for Rebirth. They can edge back towards A, but Curry has made himself known, or not made himself known on A. He's made himself known in mid. I don't think they'll expect this push up. Never mind. Rampage, perfect positioning, waiting for the aggression. That's a great way to play the anti-eco as well from Rebirth, just waiting for the aggression from the CT side, trying to pick him off when the opportunity arises.
Absolutely.
Taking the safe duels.
Definitely. There's really no rush, no pressure, right? I'm even surprised Rebirth is still split up this lane to the round. I mean, they have the weaponry, right? They just need to stick together. They just got to use their utility correctly. Don't give any opportunities for MAC51 to overwhelm you or get those easy, free USB dinks. But I think at this point in time, with their transition here towards the A site, Belly and Thief being a little bit away here, I don't think anything is going to go down here, Bob.
Neither do I. Well, Stellar can actually, he does pop Battery. And actually, Thief's going to get one more. This is a doable 2v2. The bomb's not down. Only 17 seconds on the clock, and bomb goes down, but Robbie's picked up a Krieg. He's spraying down into Stamina, who does escape for now. Rampage tucks away into Sandwich. The Molotov will go back towards Ramp, but Rampage will swing out, and down goes Robbie. Stamina swings in from behind the Molotov, and Stellar falls in the end. That's a very damaging round, however, from MAC51, going into it with a couple upgraded pistols and nothing else really bought up. And Rebirth may be playing things a little too slowly.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a symptom of being nervous, Boggs. Or maybe they're just really careful with their money and they don't want to waste a single cent, but it ends up costing them more at the end anyway. So now the fun and games are over, Boggs. It's time to get the gun run underway. Going to be early pressure for Rebirth towards the upper B, and I think they're trying to starting to condition Thief to get his utility out of his hands as early as possible.
Yeah, Curry's going to get caught out too. If Vec swings in towards Khan, he has a smoke out. Oh, he spotted the gun barrel. That's good for Curry. Lucky that Vec wasn't clearing the Khan angle early enough. Wary of that sniper's position. MAC51 rather heavy towards the B side early on in these few early rounds, and Riku's going to get popped from behind as Rampage just scoped in from Palace. Will take him down. And it seems that MAC51 again, not really registering the A presence late or towards the mid round. They're focused more on mid and B and letting the Rampage just do whatever he wants on the A site.
Wait, did he not spawn Robbie? They did not. Robbie actually eliminates Vec. Stamina's underneath him. Bit of an awkward confrontation here between both of these players, but I think Stamina is just going to back on out of there with the bomb being towards upper and the amount of control they have. I think they are just going to commit to this fight. Only one player here to defend it, though. That's just Thief.
If he stayed on the logs, he could have gotten two. Instead, he falls down, gets blinded, and Battery will batter him into the ground. Spray from Robbie, not doing enough. Does a couple points of damage, but that shot is beautiful on the Rampage. Evens it to a 3v3. No kit for the CT side. I believe Thief had one on B, but Shoker spotted out Curry on Catwalk, and the op shot will not miss. More to find, though, for the T side, as MAC51 are going to go for this retake. Robbie pops out. He sprays away, takes a lot of damage, but Stellar will come in to bail him out. Stellar goes for the swing onto Shoker, as Robbie falls to Stamina, and Rebirth pick up a fourth round. And MAC51 are going to be back on the pistols, not enough to buy. It's a good round for Rebirth, although they do take a couple casualties. Their bank will be allowed to grow somewhat, keeping around 2K on 3 of their players.
And I'm a little surprised that I'm not seeing anyone on MAC51 managing their economy for the op. I mean, they can afford the op, but they're not going to have any utility with that op. A little surprising. Eagles, CZs, a little utility here for MAC51 to at least try to even up the odds or at least control the pace of Rebirth a little bit.
Riku's been their opper of late, so I'm surprised to see him not going for more of a utility buy. It's been Riku and Stellar usually on the ops for MAC51, with Riku taking the primary, especially on a map like Mirage, although MAC51 did go to a triple op setup the last time they played this map. So we might be seeing that coming to the later rounds. It was how they ended up bringing the game back to a more even scoreline against the Anime team. But look at this play from Thief. He's going to get caught out. He does a little bit of chip damage to Stamina, but that's a lot of information. He spotted at least 2. I believe he saw 3. But he's going to get pushed in. The bomb rotating back towards C as well. And Thief will have to be sneaky if he's able to get any kills here. Don't think anyone's going to aggress into him. They think he went to apps. And Thief has just played this perfectly.
He really has, hasn't he? I mean, he's kept him contained. Not even contained in, like, in terms of imprisoning them, but he just has the information that the fallback, that they know exactly this is going to be an A-hand. They're ready for it. They have 3 players here, 2 players underneath the balcony. Stellar's probably going to bait for Robbie. He's actually going to win his first duel, getting a lot of space now. Now here it is, the pistols doing so much damage. And Robbie with the turnaround. That is good work right there from MAC51. That's what you love to see right there. And Rebirth, they have been robbed, Boggs.
It all started with that play from Thief in C, and he lives up to his namesake, as that essentially allowed MAC51 to commit absolute highway robbery against Rebirth. They got... What more can you say besides they just... It was grand theft for MAC51. That's about all you can say.
But it's all there is to say. That's all that needs to be said right now. Rebirth are looking to fight back. Double Galeals, AK-47s. Actually, AK-47, singular one. Double Eagles, a little utility to open up their options, but overall, it seems like MAC51 has stabilized quite nicely off that round.
Yeah, the initial damage to the economy of Rebirth by MAC51 is seeming to play really well into their hands as well. As Rebirth on a really rough bye, considering they've won 4 rounds in a row. And they have 2 players relegated to Deagles. And of course, the Galil, not known to be a favorite among CSGO players. It's not a terrible gun. It's essentially an M4, but still, when you can have the AK in hand, you would like it. One Galil goes down, a Deagle falls as well, as it's Curry aggressive in the ramp once again to get 2-man down and a 2-man advantage for MAC51. Wait, that was the AK. I thought it was the Galil. It's an AK salvageable for MAC51. The Krieg and Khan is going to pick up one. Shoker, though, swings in, gets the dink, follows up with the initial damage. And actually, Rampage has gotten into ladder room. I don't think MAC51 are aware of this. Riku does seem to be watching the angle of the op. He'll take the shot, win that duel. But Shoker, I don't know what more he can do. There's 2 players on the B side. There's 2 on A. No matter where he goes with a disadvantage. And he should be falling. Robbie flicks over, takes him down in the end. And a second round for MAC51. But most importantly, they keep 4 players alive. That's going to be massive for them. And now Stellar's gone for the op. The double op setup coming through.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but Rebirth was pretty much fully invested into the final round. So this is an eco on top of that. So this is MAC51's opportunity to not only bring back this deficit, but really just get their economy set in stone and avoid any sort of potential for ecos. And honestly, the game got significantly harder for Rebirth here. And let's see if this fast pace can change anything.
Curry, easy taps, but he's not actually doing as much as I thought he would. He had a potential for a 4K. Stellar has to help him out from the jungle area, and then it'll be Curry with the USP to finish off the final player. Good clinical eco for MAC51. Rebirth unable to get the waterfall down, get the bomb plant, which I think is what their goal was.
Oh, now we'll see. Way, the eco again. I don't know about this one, Boggs.
I'm with you. I think this is a very, very bold play, and I like to play the odds. The odds do not favor this play in my mind.
I mean,
letting
you're
MAC51 tie up.
Yeah, not only the tie, it's just the amount of money they're going to have. Like, if you're not getting 3 kills here at least, this round is a failure, in my opinion. But let's see how it unfolds. Right now, it's going to be smokes, flashes to give them entry onto towards the site. But MAC51, they want nothing to do with that site. They're actually going to come right through the smokes. Trades are happening all over the place, and weapons are now available for Rebirth as well as a man advantage.
That was a very, very interesting play. 2 players through the smoke towards jungle. Now the op in the hand of Rampage will really open up some space for Rebirth, as Robbie and Thief are forced to fall away. No real reason to commit back into this, but look on the hunt. It's going to be stamina. CZ out. Robbie goes down. Thief should be short to follow. Never mind, the dink comes through, but not the second kill, or the second shot, rather. Second kill will also not follow, but Rebirth have struck. They've struck well, and this not even forced by this pistol half ends up working out perfectly for them.
Really, and that just as I was criticizing it too.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it shouldn't have worked. But
yes,
somehow it did.
Yes, I think the percentages of that were extremely low for Rebirth, no doubt. I was expecting, maybe a bomb plant, maybe a couple kills, but I was not expecting a 2-for-1 trade and weapons. That's a little savage.
Yeah, giving MAC51 a taste of their own medicine.
Luckily for MAC, at least they have some money left over. They've had some pretty successful rounds. That's going to be a little bit of combat towards the middle. It is going to be in favor of Rebirth, and now a double in favor of Rebirth. Riku looking to even up the round, but Vec knows better. The smoke's going to give him a little bit more wiggle room here, but Rico's actually looking to extend his luck here, but that duel is a little too awkward for him. It's all down to Thief.
I don't think he's going to be able to steal away around here. He's been taken down low. That nade might just do him in. Indeed it does. Vec with a brilliant preemptive. Thief, well, shrapnel took him out of the round. However, MAC51 not out of this one. They still have money to buy up again. Goes to show how well they managed their economy in their initial 3 rounds, how losing so few members in those rounds was so instrumental. As they've lost the last 2, but they've still had buys to go back to it. And Rebirth, actually, I was going to say their money's not too great, but I wasn't looking at Vec and Shoker, who have all the money in the world. They're going to bust out B. Robbie's going to shut down Rampage. Shoker with the op, looking to get some picks, but he's going to take some bullets in return, down to 44 HP. It seems that Rebirth are thinking better of this hit. Good decision to fall away as the bomb goes towards underpass. We will reset for now, a minute 22 on the clock.
Boggs, this is one of the worst beginnings of the round you could possibly have on Mirage. Vecto, evening up the balance a little bit, but you've thrown your entire set of utility on towards the B site. You've baited a little utility, but you forfeited all the control on A.
And here comes Stellar. Shoker's ready for it though. The shoulder peak does not pan out well for Stellar.
Okay.
And now that advantage sits with Rebirth.
You know what, Boggs? I'm just gonna stop talking.
You're getting a hard case of the caster's curse today.
This is I guess you have to challenge me somehow, Boggs. The universe never lets me get comfortable. Battery winning his duel against Curry. Now Robbie and Thief, the 2 remaining players, completely separated, trying to salvage the round, but they're not entirely sure where to find their respective duels. Robbie's hiding behind trash can and missiles. He's gonna go 1 for 1, and Thief finds a one of his own, and suddenly it's looking a little bit more manageable.
Look at Battery though. He's coming in on the flank through Con. Thief, if he expects this would be a next level play, he does. But he's not able to get his gun out in time. Peaks during the equipping animation. And Rebirth establish a 4-round lead once again. MAC51 struggling heavily on their CT side. And Mirage is a map where 6 rounds on T tends to be a decent, very good half sometimes. And Rebirth already up to 7, looking like an 8th unless MAC51 can repeat their victory that they had in the 4th or the 5th round, rather, with those pistols ringing true. MAC 10 in the hands of Rampage, and I think B is going to be their option once again, at least early on.
I think Rebirth needs to trust in themselves a little bit more on these rounds. They've had the right calls before, but they keep hesitating right at the last second. Now they're actually going to send in Rampage as the probe. He's going to get all the information. He knows there's at least 2 players here. That hasn't really gotten them much. It's just proven that there's 2 people here, but they don't know if it was any more of a stack. They don't know if... Oh no, Bob.
You're seeing this. The rotation from MAC51 back towards A. Robbie in mid just hiding, waiting for somebody to boost up. That's a perfect position from him. Although Stamina's actually getting aggressive in apps. He's going to clear out the site and figure out it's clear. Unless they commit. Rebirth throwing their smokes out. I would hope Stamina can make that call and can fall back before they're overcommitted. I believe the call's been made. Yes, it has. Bomb rotating back. And this has just about saved the round for Rebirth potentially. They're going to leave Battery over to throw what he can, hold the rotations. The Stamina is going to nest himself in towards Market, cut off any rotation from the CT side. And that's a great call by Rebirth to run it back towards B. They have the time, but most importantly, there's absolutely no opposition here on the site. All 5 players on A from MAC51. They're going to bust back now. The post plants are already in effect for Rebirth. And I don't think there's much MAC can do unless Battery goes down early. He does. Curry and Robbie combined. The op getting tagged a little bit. Stamina still in Market. Swings out for 1. Takes down Thief as well. And that should be just about the round.
I mean, you say that, but right now the flank is coming in hot, Box. It's the 3 players alive. 2 of them are coming in right now. Stamina and Vec are in a 2 versus 2 on the site. The time is definitely ticking, though, so a movement needs to happen here. A 1-for-1 trade once again, and Curry finds a second. Do they have time? Nah, they're abandoning.
So.
They're out. They're out. Unfortunately, Stellar didn't even get a single weapon. I think he's going to try to look for one here after the bomb explosion.
Don't think he'll be able to find one, though. The only player that fell towards apps was Battery. Everyone else closer to the site. Indeed, he does not end up salvaging a gun. But MAC51 almost made that happen from the brink of despair.
Yeah,
they seem to have the most unusual rounds, MAC51.
I mean, they're playing it correctly, though. They're showing presence on B, taking the gamble towards the A site. I was just textbook. I think Rebirth is just one step ahead there with Stamina remaining on the lurk as the secondary probe towards the B site. Now, Stellar towards the CT spawn, a missed op shot. Unfortunately, a second missile, and he gets tagged back, so now his confidence has been taken away from him.
Robbie on catwalk, though, he counts. It's actually going to be Curry and Khan to get the first as Battery goes down again, but the bomb has been planted. The digits have been punched, and it's a four-man hold, rather, a five-man retake for MAC51. And a round they really can't afford to lose. The gun barrel shows, though, and Riku will fall early. It's a good pick by Vec to make it a 4v4. Stellar low as well. The Molotov takes him down to 1 HP, Roy. And Shoker will take it down to none with a headshot. Two players in Khan with Rampage right around the stairwell. His shadow shows, but he's going to be able to take down Robbie. But he's going to, or not Robbie, he's going to be able to take down Curry, but Robbie answers back. It's a 1v2, though. And with a flank from Stamina in on catwalk, not much more Robbie can do. As Rebirth have gotten themselves a 9th. MAC51, a force spy is the best they can really hope for. Rebirth looking down the barrel of double digits. MAC51 have all but been shut out early.
It's looking kind of promising on this TSAT for Rebirth, isn't it?
I mean, it's still technically early in the game, but MAC51 need at least 6 rounds, I would say, to really bring it back. 5 would be a bare minimum. And they would have to win that T-pistol round as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I forget that you can win the force spy if you get the bomb down with 3 Kriegs and whatnot, but Stellar's going to try and make things happen with the 5-7 going in. The dink comes through, and down goes Stamina. That's an AK salvage. The rifle on Riku already in effect as well. This could actually work out for MAC51.
Yeah, you can see that again. Now they have an M4 and an AK to work with. Not only that, but their numbers are leaning towards the A site. Curry has been spotted. Curry is pinned down, unfortunately. He has no escape from this one, but somehow he survives that. They know he is wounded, though, so they know that if they end B, Curry's likely to be there, and that's going to be some pickings.
That was an nade there from Shoker or Vec in towards after trying to chuck a nade down towards Curry, but almost did him damage to himself instead. Rampage is going to do some, or Riku's going to do some damage to Rampage. Stellar holding down the A site, takes down the lurk, and they're going to commit towards A this time, but Robbie pounces and gets the trade. Shoker last alive. He's going to go down to Robbie as well. That's an op salvaged. Curry might be able to get a gun as well, and he does. That's 2 Krieg salvaged, an op. MAC51 another half buy round that they're able to pull into their favor. Actually, that was a force buy, but still another round with minimal chances of winning that they are able to pull back into their favor and win.
Yeah, this is looking really promising. I mean, this was looking really promising for Rebirth. Right now, they've gotten eco 2 times for MAC51. It's outrageous. I mean, you're winning the gun rounds, but the only reason why you're not completely stomping your enemy is because you're losing ecos. That seems backwards.
Seems to be the nature of the game right now, though, as Vec's gonna channel hitter Stewie 2K, walk right in, take down Curry easily. Stellar's gonna spot Battery, though, and he reacquires the man advantage for his squad. But A should still be the point of contention as Stamina's bringing it down towards the ramp. Robbie has joined up with Riku towards CT. And Riku will try to reestablish control. He gets one, but Rampage is there for the trade. But still, Rebirth down a man. Time is not quite a factor just yet, but Rampage is in a very peculiar position. I don't think MAC51 will expect him. However, if Thief rotates in through Rat Hole, Rampage should not have a sound cue and should be going down. Stellar, though, will get flashed. I think he's made his way around, and the timing's availed him. Rampage hasn't seen it. Stellar's tucked his way in under scaffolding. Rebirth seem to be throwing everything to get out towards A. Stamina only has a double flashbang. Rampage with a Molotov, but that shot is going to be better as Stellar falls, leaving Robbie and Thief to clutch things out. And
they're abandoning
back towards B.
Yeah, they're abandoning. This is actually a really good call. Rampage has the rotations cut off from inside the window room, so they're actually in full control. Yeah, he's had to, unfortunately. But I think he's just trying to stop the market rotate. He's going to try to reposition himself. He will go through the underpass with a failed catch-up, unfortunately. But this is really well played by Rebirth. Once again, they show their prowess in the mid-game here.
The time, though. They're going to barely get it down unless Thief can get in and stop the plant. He's not going to be able to. The Rampage will shut him down, takes a considerable amount of damage. But Robbie with the CZ should be able to take him down in return. Should he go for this retake? I don't see why he wouldn't. There's an AK down as well. This could favor Robbie. He has a kit, but he has no utility. I believe he might have spotted Rampage in apartments. I'm not entirely sure. But Stamina seems to know where he's coming from. Robbie gets peeked. And Stamina playing perfectly with Rampage. Will end up taking Robbie down. Double digits finally acquired for Rebirth. MAC51 back on the guns again. Double op setup for them. But an 11-4 T half for Rebirth would just about spell disaster for MAC51.
Yeah, that is definitely troubling water. I won't lose hope entirely, but definitely lose a little bit of hope. Now it's a double op setup here for once again for MAC51. By that ends of Robbie in the hands of Curry. Stellar's up close to the MP9. That's a 1 kill for Curry. A second for Stellar. The 1-2 punch down the A defenses, but there is some shooting back happening here for Rebirth.
Robbie's going to answer back with one more. Curry comes in with a second of his own, and Rampage on 4 HP. We'll have to go on more than a Rampage. We'll have to go on a Berserker Rage. It's unfortunately not going to happen. Curry with the triple on the op. Gets a 5th for MAC51. A necessary round for the MDL side. And it's going to be rough waters for them on the T side. They need this pistol round, or they need to win that second round after bomb plant. Because if you allow Rebirth to get up to 12, 13 rounds, it's going to be just about spell disaster.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if I'm if I'm Rebirth right now, I'm trying to stop this bomb plant at all costs. Even if I lose this round.
Oh. They're playing it perfect, Roy. Look at this flashbang from Stamina. Wait, never mind. MAC51's bringing it back towards mid. I thought they were going to train B. It's going to be hard for Shoker to shut this down. He's going to need to land some critical headshots and fast, or else MAC51 should have just about free reign of the A site. The triple stack B does not pan out. They're going to have to rotate back fast and furious as the flashbang utility is over towards the opposite site. Shoker does his job. He gets one. But now it's all down to Battery to stay alive and wait for rotations. Oh, the cat plant does not work out as Robbie just about loses his life. He's able to B-hop away. And the plant does come through, but it's a 4v4 in Rebirth. They're here. They have plenty of time. They have the kit.
Thief has established control, at least some of it, towards jungle. Rampage is hearing this commotion, so that should be the most important duel for him, at least for now. Rampage, with that kill, has allowed his team some breathing room here on the retake. 3 remaining players, Boggs, they're all towards ramp. They're going to have to fight back all together here from this side.
They're getting dinks. A second one comes in. Battery is low. He's finally fallen. He's run out of juice. Rampage, though, again landing his shots. But it's going to be Riku and Stellar to finish things off. A 3-piece for Riku. MAC51 win the all-important pistol round on T side. And they're not going to go for the full rifle buy. I like this call from MAC51. So many times we see teams going for these full-on rifle buys, but their utility is so lacking. Similar to what Rebirth did. They were able to win that round, but it was so costly because they lacked a bunch of the critical utility pieces. Here we're seeing MAC51 with the smokes, the flashbangs, double Molotovs. They have the MAC10s, AK, Galil, and Krieg, so their weaponry is not lacking, especially up against 2 players without armor and then another 2 without a helmet. This is a difference in the experience levels between these 2 teams, I would have to say as well, given their confidence level and what they're going for with the buy.
I mean, how big is the gap really between Battery? Close. Eagle tag. It's going to reduce Thief's confidence here on the entry. At least he's going to probe. He might not get rewarded for it. But now they realize that there's maybe some weapons available for Rebirth here. They could play this out a little bit more cautiously. It's going to be a couple smokes towards the A site. One is going to be towards top con, denying any vision or information flow from middle. The bomb is repositioning upper B Boggs. This is likely ending into a B split.
Indeed, and there's nobody really there for Rebirth. They have Rampage rotating in now through Market, but I don't think he'll be too established. Vec, though, seems to be making his way back as well. But Rampage is going to have to do the job. 1,000 men. He's doing some, but he's not going to do enough. Stellar will put him down with a Galil. Robbie still holding mid as well. The linchpin to cut off rotations. But as it looks right now, Rebirth might just be better off going for a save here. Battery gets 1 on his fall away. That was just a MAC-10, though, so an expendable gun for MAC-51.
Definitely. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you're really far removed from the B-bomb site. Absolutely no reason to throw away your weapons, throw away your economy. Bring that into this next round. Hopefully the fortune favors you a little bit.
Fortune favors the bold, as they say. In Rebirth, they can go for being a little more aggressive. They can go for throwing a little more chaos into the mix. Stellar will put down Stamina. Wait, did Stamina have a gun? I thought he just had something like USP and utility.
Yeah, it was just USP.
Okay, so it's not terrible.
I mean,
to lose.
No, they still have a scout. They have an ump. They have a deagle available.
Yeah, P250 on Rampage as well. I like this mid play. I like the aggression here from Rebirth. They're starting to get that underpass control. And actually, they might prove a big task for Curry, who only has a MAC-10. If he gets caught out, he's not going to get caught out. He's going to win both of those duels and clean as well. Not a single point of damage taken. Thieves walked all the way up Khan. MAC51 should be drawing within 2 rounds, unless something goes drastically wrong for the T side. Rampage has been spotted out by Riku. It's another duel won by MAC51. They're starting to find their form. Attack comes in by Shoker. Damage done to Robbie. But actually, Shoker will eventually eliminate Robbie. Thief will spray him down with a MAC-10, and the AK should be acquired. The Galil as well. So in the end, all that's lost is a MAC-10, Robbie's life. MAC-51, 2 rounds away from tying things up. Their T side looking much more promising than their defensive end.
Yes, definitely. Their offense is looking much better than their defense. Not only that, but they've had a much better beginning to the half than Rebirth did on T side. They have a good amount of money moving to the first gun round. So this is likely not quite a full bonus, but they have a Galil and a MAC-10. So if they lose this round, they still have weapons. It's not a big deal. Nade is chunky. Riku's been destroyed by that. There has been aggression here, and Rebirth are looking to hold this one down. And Curry's not expecting it at all.
And I don't think I would be expecting an aggression that or like in that position either myself, especially with the lack of counter utility really thrown by the CT side. It's a great play by Rampage, and it pays off perfectly. Rebirth getting a little outside of the book, outside of the box. And it works out well for them so far. Rampage swings out, gets the second, he gets tagged down to half, and Robbie will eventually put him down, but Vec and Battery answering back perfectly for Rebirth. Robbie answers with one more, but he's not going to have enough in the tank to pull off the impossible. Rebirth strike back with gun round number 1 under their belt. However, contrary to Rebirth's own CT side, or T side rather, MAC51 with more than enough in the bank to buy.
But this might be their final purchase, Boggs.
Yeah, they've gone down to brass tacks, as they say.
Rampage makes the cat jump, but he didn't make the second jump, which is easier than the cat jump, Boggs.
Ah. That's unfortunate for Rampage. It puts it in a peculiar predicament. But MAC51, they're walking into a stack. There's 3 players on B from Rebirth. I don't know if they've had any information, sound cues towards apps, but either way, if it works out, if it pans through for them, this is a brilliant call. Okay, now MAC51 going back towards mid-control. That's a chunky nade.
Wow,
but Curry, what a shot onto Vec. That was beautiful from Curry. He's been having himself a pretty good game.
Yeah, Curry's a really, really strong player, honestly. His aim is really insane. Curry gets boosted up with 17 HP and finds a second kill, making this round much more manageable now for MAC51. Now, that grenade from Vec, that was almost a deal sealer. If he followed up with 1 kill right there and gotten away, this round would have been entirely different. But now, MAC51, they've managed to funnel the remaining Rebirth players in towards the B site. And this is a open for business A site here, Boggs. No one to defend it, and I think it's just going to be a safe call once again.
It has to be. The money on Rebirth is not there to reinvest. They need to keep the op and the rifles in hand, and more importantly, that utility. There's so much utility on Rampage. He has 1,100 in utility alone. Shoker with 6. The kits as well. Helmets on both of those players, so they have so much invested into this round. There's nothing worth throwing away. MAC51 strike back again. If we see that war of attrition coming into play on this half of the game, I honestly don't know who it's going to favor. Because MAC51, while they do have the T-side advantage when it comes to those trade battles, they will eventually run out of rounds to lose. So it'd be interesting to see how it all unfolds if we do end up getting that 1-in-1 trade as far as rounds go.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll play out like that. Wow, English is really hard for me today, Bog. Watch too much anime.
That explains it.
Let's see this double op setup if it'll work well here for MAC51. It's in the hands of Curry, who appears to be the secondary opper for the squadron. And he just posted up top of connector, looking for that cheeky peek.
Ooh,
Riku looking for the upper B pick. Yeah, he's gonna get picked off by Shoker. That's easy work.
Easy pickings. That's a good shot by Curry to take down Vec. The nade does some damage, but it's not nearly enough to get an advantage, as it's all evened up at 4 apiece. Curry and Thief rather, sitting at about half HP, but the op and the AK, he's capable to wear his hands with Robbie, somehow able to walk right behind Battery and shoot him in the side of the head. Has just about opened the A sight for MAC51. Shoker holding the rat hole rotation, and Thief will fall to his hand, but still with the position of Robbie, it's going to be very rough, and Stellar has an idea. Rampage is here. However, Rampage wins that duel. The bomb is crossed. It's Curry, but he's going to swing out with the op and do the shot and do him in. The flash goes in. Robbie peeks, spots out Shoker, but falls off for now. Look at this flank coming in from Stamina. Robbie will catch him off. That's a brilliant play by Robbie to check back towards ramp as he's crossing in front of the view. And an even better headshot. Robbie, one of the, I would say, underappreciated talents in the NA scene. Very young player and very good at this game. Curry will land the final shot onto Shoker. And Curry's starting to make this one a very spicy match.
For sure. And yeah, I do agree. Robbie is definitely a little slept on. I think he's honestly been plagued with kind of like roster instabilities that he's never really had an opportunity to shine on a roster that was playing at its peak, right? It's just been broken rosters after broken rosters. And even this season, they're gone through repairs as well. I mean, again, we already said it. This roster for MAC51 definitely showing a lot of promise, but I don't think they're nowhere near their final form, Boggs. This is going to get only better from here, but let's see how this round unfolds. Fast play for MAC51. They're already down middle here. Already up close in connector as well, but look at Rebirth. They're trying to scrap through these smokes.
It works out for 1 kill. I believe that's the op down as well. Indeed it is. Robbie, though, with the great game sense again, mauling Shoker out of position. His footsteps should have been heard, and he should be going down. Indeed, it will be Curry. Put him to bed. Rampage has been ticked. He's able to take down Robbie before Curry can trade, and it's a 2v3. With a CZ in hand, close range, it's doable. However, that CZ is on the flank. It's going to be up to a USP on the balcony. Actually, just below it. Does some damage. A bit more than I expected onto Curry, but in the end, it's going to be down to Stamina. Just a CZ, no armor. And he should be getting watched by Stellar. Actually, I think Stamina's just going to play exits. It's not a bad idea. If he can steal away a gun, that's a massive win for Rebirth. It's just about the best they can hope for.
Sure. I mean, they're on a loss bonus anyway, right? This is not a big problem for them. They're going to get something on either way, but I think more importantly than even getting a weapon here is just being MAC51's economy from entering double buy rounds in a row territory, right? That's the thing again, really scary, but Stellar has the flank, easy pickings, and things are tied up, Boggs. This is where it gets really interesting, because now the room for error is much thinner for both of these.
This is where it gets fun. When there's nothing, there's no margin for error. No team can really afford to be making mistakes because they will get punished, and you can lose games off of one mistake, especially when it comes to the economy battle, which right now MAC51 are winning handedly. Again, just like their CT side, MAC51 doing a fantastic job of managing their money. Rebirth will take a peek at their bank accounts. Beck has the most at 750, and even with the max loss bonus of 3,400, that's not going to be enough to buy.
Low play. MAC51 looking to execute and explode on towards the upper B site. Rampage is stolen a kill away from Stellar. No trade potential just yet. Now the remaining players are starting to flood in, but there's ops on all corners. Choker though, missed shot, repeaks right into Curry. Now it's Rampage's turn, and Rampage is not missing shots. Not this round.
Rampage is heating up. He's gotten 2. He's still in fantastic position. The flank coming in from Battery this time and towards Apps can yield massive results. Curry's picked up the op though, as he is on 4 HP. Stamina peeking in through catwalk, spotting nobody in the apartments. That's going to be a cue for Battery to potentially get a little more aggressive as well. Curry, however, has positioned himself in towards Van. The Molotov will reveal his position. Stamina should be ready and waiting for him. Robbie gets ticked by the Molotov. He's been heard. He's going to take down Stamina before anything else happens. Vec, though, crouches right under him. Thief gets one more before he goes down. Curry with one. Does he expect Battery? He does, but he's not able to get the kill.
No.
Battery has no time as well.
That's it.
How have they done it?
Wow. Okay.
How did MAC51 just win that?
I feel like a part of me is leaning Rebirth just took a little too long on the retake. I mean, they're all in position. They have 2 players in the market already. They're ready to go. They had a Rampage maintaining control of Cat, knowing that there's really no one pressuring him up close. They had Battery on the lurk. They didn't really need to wait for Battery necessarily, right? They just needed to start pressuring to give Battery some breathing room, but they just took too long, Boggs.
It's those little mistakes that end up coming back to bite you in these close games. And when you consider that Rebirth had a 10-5 scoreline coming into this half on their T side, it starts to get a little worrisome, I'd think. Maybe they're hearing the voices of doubt in the backs of their minds, and the shots that they might have been hitting earlier might not be coming through now. All those little things that chip away the confidence, and whereas MAC51, they're finding their stride, they're getting traction, they're about to get on a roll. Utility usage is becoming so big of a factor as well for MAC51. I like this play from Stamina. He's done about even damage with Thief. Takes a bit more, though, in return. And the A site has been taken over by MAC51. They know where Stamina is. They've heard him trampling through the apartments, or the palace area, rather. As Riku, rather, will get Vec in towards ladder room. Rampage falls as well. Riku has to be careful, though. He's low HP. And even a USP shot will put him to bed. The bomb does go down on the A site in the meantime, however, for MAC51. And we'll be seeing them get a 13th round on the board with a buy from Rebirth commencing in the following round. But even against these anti-ecos, we're seeing MAC51 play these rounds like they would against guns, clearing all their angles, using utility to clear angles, which arguably is more important against the pistols because of their close range and their fire rate. So it's definitely a clinical play by MAC51 to clear out all those angles, utility, flashbangs, everything going their way. And they'll clean up the last 2 as well from Rebirth. A little bit unnecessary in my opinion from MAC51, but they're confident and they're going to continue hitting those shots.
Yeah, MAC51s are like eco experts right now. They're winning their ecos, they're sweeping their anti-ecos. they're just experts in what they do in these types of rounds. That's an awesome takeaway.
Yeah, and I believe it's going to be Stellar in-game leading this group as well. So, shows to how smart of a player he is as well. But in general, all of these MAC51 players, everyone throwing the utility, the communication looks very smooth for MAC51. The coordination on the flashbangs is looking phenomenal as well. And it's honestly a joy to watch how they're executing on this T side. Even their reads on CT were great. They didn't always win those duels. It didn't always end up panning out for them. But the way MAC51 has been playing, look at that counter smoking towards Khan as well. One smoke comes in from the CT side, MAC51 scope off the one-way, or smoke off the one-way, rather. It's just little things like that that are giving them such an advantage, but Shoker's going to land a nice shot into Robbie. That's one of the heavy hitters for Mac down for the count early on as well. That's also control over apartments if Rebirth wanted to aggress through. However, it seems that mid is a more likely solution as there's 2 out from MAC51. Stamina in ladder. Vec out and Khan, but it's going to be Battery. The ops ringing through. A Battery shot! A second one! Doesn't connect the third, but they've won the round, Rebirth, unless Stellar can come up with a fantastic 1v3. I don't know if he has it in him, especially with the op on Shoker.
Even denying the bomb play might have been worth it here for them as well, because now they want to keep that pressure up on MAC51 as much as possible, right? But obviously the round is more important than anything, and they will go ahead and secure that easily. Choker with 2 picks. The opening pick pretty much just solidified the round, honestly, for Rebirth. He got not only the opening pick, he got information that it likely wasn't going to end B, considering no one else was up there. Choker, this is a PG-13 stream.
I thought this was family friendly. Rated G for or rated E for everyone. I think we'll have to have a little talk with Shoker after that. Pull him aside and give him a little rap on the knuckles. Wait, MAC51 have not gone for the op, despite having the money. I'm expecting fast play, execute. It looks like it's going to be towards A. Only 2 A from Rebirth. They have 1 on cap, but they're already going to have Stamina rotating back. Smokes being set up by MAC51. They're going to change the pace here. Things didn't pan out in the last round. And they're saying, you know what? Let's go for whatever always works. Smokes A.
See how it unfolds. Rampage sitting in towards Sandwich. Often a cleared angle. Although it is a common angle, and it's going to be Rampage finding one. Unfortunately, the odds a little too slow, but shot for shot. And now Stamina's turn to come through the smoke, and once again, the shot for shot continues. 2 versus 2. A double up on the retake. This is going to get weird, Boggs.
Yeah, double nade as well. And Riku is low. They're both playing close angles. One nade's going to go in. Oh, there's Curry down low. Where battery placement is going to be critical. Riku takes some damage, but not enough. The ops are going to have to ring true. Never mind, they've switched over to pistols. Down goes one. Shoker follows in short order. MAC51 are able to clean up this round. Got very messy, especially with those trades coming in on A. 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. But eventually MAC51 are able to win it out in the end. And now they have the op again, but most importantly, they can get map and match point up against CZs and P250s with a 5-7 in deck.
Right, I mean, you can't find any more comfortable of a scenario than the one they're in right now. Beck getting up close and personal, he might be trouble here for MAC51, but unfortunately, the 5-7 fails him, and Stellar will eliminate him, and that's going to be a lot of the breathing room here available for, at least towards middle. Slow down a little bit, use that utility box, keep them in check, don't let them get up close and personal with the pistols.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what Stellar did with the 5-7 on their CT half.
Right.
I guess the 5-7 just favors Stellar no matter what side he's on. Yeah. A 5-7 is a very finicky gun. Sometimes it can one-tap you from across the map. Other times you can't hit the broadside of a barn from 2 feet away. And I think that's kind of what happened to Vec there. Just got a little unlucky.
Still
Robbie might
infinitely more reliable than the CZ bot.
You have a point. The P250 will not answer for a kill, though. Shoker goes down. The cat flank comes in. Rampage with 1. And Stamina unable to find anyone from Ninja Box. Now Battery. He's running back towards Cat in his own right. That's a 4-man post plan for MAC51 up against a solitary, now upgraded to a 5-7. The thing needs to come through. It does come through, but instead it's going to be Curry to land the headshot. Match point for MAC51. And they've brought this back in spades, only allowing 2 rounds for Rebirth on the CT side. With a streak of 3 and 5 rounds, and then looking like another 3-round streak for MAC51 to close things out. Rebirth, no more margin for error. Their backs are up against the wall. And let's see how this cage beast can fight back, Roy. They needed to throw everything, literally and figuratively, at MAC51, and Shoker starts it off perfectly. Curry goes down. That is exactly what was needed by Rebirth. However, Stellar has already equalized. Stamina falls, but Shoker again! He's fighting back perfectly. 2 op shots, 2 op kills. And Riku has fallen as his next victim. Rampage.
I love that. You gotta love that. Rampage is taking control of that one. It's a one and done, and still would have been worth it either way. But now he needs to make sure he's at least safe, or buy enough time for the rotations to come in. The support in the hands of Shoker needs to get there. The man's floating around like a butterfly right now, Boggs. Not gonna let this one end. Not here. Possible. Bobby and Thief. Hard hitters. Back. Position to underpass. A little bit more wiggle room here, especially if they can get boosted up into window. As long as they avoid dying to ladder, which already, as you know, clear. Boom here.
I believe Battery's watching in towards Khan, but he is. But he can get blindsided from jungle or even a CT flank. However, Thief will get tagged in. Shoker playing this so well. He's not missing his shots. He lands whatever pixel he can see. And Battery will finish off his handiwork. Robbie unable to come with a 1v4 clutch as Vec puts him down. Very clean round for Rebirth, but that really goes down to Shoker. The first 2 picks going his way, rotating around the map perfectly. The rotation's flawless from Shoker. That's really what kept Rebirth in this round and in this game. MAC51, no op again. This time they're heading towards mid. The Kriegs, 4 of them in hand. That's a very scary proposition for Rebirth. Stellar flashes in. Another flash will actually goes past Shoker. What a shot by Shoker.
Wow, and Battery follows up with one of his own 2 towards A ramp. So now they find themselves in a 2-man advantage. Shoker, he really wants to take this game into his own hands, Boggs. He's doing it beautifully.
Indeed he is. He's floating on a clinic right now with the op on Mirage. 4 kills in the last 3 rounds. All of them pretty impressive. The last one is a fantastic flick. Rampage, great shot with the Krieg. Shows why that gun is so favorable to use nowadays. But if you're MAC51, oh, Rampage, he spotted out Riku. Riku falls again. Now it's Robbie, this time in a 1v5. I don't think he's going to win this one, Roy. I think it's going to be time for MAC51 to figure out what they want to do on round number 30.
Yeah, now they could deny bomb plan, which obviously does not have the bomb. Are in a good spot for the overtime. Only Riku and Curry that actually Stellar has enough for an AK armor as well, or SG armor if he wants it, but this is a really good spot to be in. You have 3 SGs on the T side. You have more terrorist weapons and CT weapons, Boggs. If that's not a sign of success, I really don't know what is right now.
Well, I mean, they don't really have any dedicated CT weapons. The op you can get on both sides. So essentially, they have a full T kit. They have a full T side loadout.
On defense. That is
with
so
the Krieg
scary
as well. I mean, just having 1 Krieg on the CT side is dangerous enough. Having 3 on your defense, it's going to be very hard to crack the shell. However, Curry goes in. The flashbangs are perfect. Curry, though, blinded this time as Vec will trade it back out. Another one from Vec from under scaffolding. Flash is going through, and Vec is dodging it all. He's getting the duels one, and he's brought it to overtime. No, he hasn't. Riku always tagged up stamina as well. I don't think he'll be able to do much more than that. However, Krieg's trained on his position. Rampage will eventually put him down. 15 all, 3 rounds straight by the T side or the CT side of Rebirth to bring it back towards overtime. Rampage, 29 kills. Curry, 31. There's still time for more for these 2 players.
Yeah, even Robbie's at 28 kills as well. You can't really discount that, but I mean, that was just beautiful, beautiful support work right there for Rebirth. They were blinded the entire time they're trying to get on that A side. They couldn't even get out of ramp without being completely flashed, Boggs. That is great support work right there.
Yeah, that's the true struggle. If you can't see anything when you're trying to entry in, you're not going to get any kills, and you'll just get farmed. That's exactly what happened. And Stamina's heard the jump in towards underpass, so he knows what's coming again for MAC51. They have really control of top, mid, and underpass. That's about it. Thief trying to get ramp control, but Battery is close by. And if Thief isn't careful, look at his head ripped right off.
Now they managed to get Battery quietly into the A ramp, and as long as he's here and they have that player up close Palace, where she's not pushing into Palace, now they have full A control box. They have A ramp, they have Palace, they know it's clear. Obviously, they don't know the intent of the other players right now, so they're not quite sure if it is ending A or B, but false positive, this might actually work against Rebirth.
That's a good entry by Vec. Takes down Curry, but Stellar should be able to take down Stamina, although he's just watching for the peak. The flash comes in, Stamina might aggress from it. However, Stellar's worked his way in towards Khan. And up the stairwell they'll go. MAC51 walking into what could be a trap. Thief's going to open things up. Vec answers with a second in the round. They know where he is. Thief trying to steal away another kill. He does it perfectly. Had a bit of a quiet regulation, but if he can come alive in overtime for MAC51, that would be massive. Batteries made noise, and they know where he is. Riku swings in, and he's going to hear the footsteps in jungle as well. Switches to his gun, sprays in, but he takes a lot of damage in return. The nade should not put him in. Only does 2 points of damage. It could have been so much more deadly. Now it's a game of cat and mouse. Stamina takes him down. Shoker takes a little bit of team damage. It's not all that bad. Now they know at least 1 player is coming in from the connector area. I don't think they know Shoker's here, though, as well. The bomb planted for Khan. It's been smoked off. But Thief on top of default. This is a fantastic position. He spots out Stamina as Shoker fell to Robbie, and Thief with 3 critical 3 kills. The double entry on A working out wonderfully for MAC51. And what a time to wake up for Thief too.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you're having a quiet game, you have to come up at some point, at least close off the important rounds for your team, and this is definitely one of them. But there's just so many things that could have went better there for Rebirth had they had more set nades to use on that retake. The Molotov towards Firebox did not clear out default. That's something that could be easily resolved. The nade also missed the default position. Shoker, not good for one down the middle, but at least Vec has gotten the early pick. But now Vec is stuck towards underpass box. He needs some escape plan here.
Rampage is coming in. They're going to double peek it out mid, actually, and win that duel. Robbie has dropped in, but he will eventually trade out towards Vec. As we all know, trades favor the T's. They have favored MAC51 so many times in this, or I guess you can't call it happen in this map.
Yeah, now MAC51, they're not wasting a single second, Boggs. They're regrouping. Going to come over towards the A side, abuse their numbers. The 3 versus 3. They know the defense will be relatively split here for Rebirth.
Yeah, they're having Stamina rotate back towards A, which is a massive move and a great call by Rebirth. But still, they have to hit their shots. They don't have any counter utility, Roy. They have one flashbang, and that's it.
No, there's
Whereas MAC51 have a Molotov and 3 total.
There's literally 0% chance they expect that player to be Firebox right now. Not in a 3 versus 3.
Oh! Battery got so unlucky. And now Rampage gets caught out with a nade. Stamina's been spotted out. Robbie and Thief are both low. Stamina's going to win the first, but Thief's going to come alive again. 2 kills, including the last kill of the round. A little bit of BM spray at the end, but MAC51 have gotten themselves 17 rounds. 2 on this T-half, 1 more for the clean sweep. And then on top of that, that all-important 19th round would be 1 round away.
Boggs, I am no longer pointing out anything that these players are doing. That man had the sickest opportunity to close off that 3v3 in Firebox, and he whips it completely. Now Stamina attempts to take the round into his own hand. Vex tries to do the same, and this is starting to become an overcompensation, Boggs. Each player is taking this game into their own hands. We've seen this many, many times before. These are not good outcomes. Rampage dropping off the box, giving away the sound cue. Shoulder's not going to be pushed forward straight into the hands of Riku, but they're not going to expect Rampage here.
I don't think they will. He's going to get 1. Battery goes down, but they know where Rampage is now. Smoke comes in. He's been spotted. And Curry with a 1-tap, unscoped on the Krieg, will make sure MAC51 do not lose the round. But Thief, again, getting the entry frag on towards A. I think he's been the man of this overtime period for MAC51. So many times Thief came up when called upon. And it was insanely critical for MAC51, although we can go back to that Firebox play where it was just about done and dusted for Rebirth. However, we're going to be jumping live into this one. There's no breaks where we are here in Winners League. Double off set up Thief with one of them now. Riku with the other. Out in mid, it's going to be Riku getting aggressive. Only one player should be showing his face. And it's going to be Curry to open things up. Shoker goes down, but Vec trades it on to Stellar. Riku, though, will get another Curry with a second on the round. And things are falling apart. Curry with a third. Riku comes in with 1 more. And MAC51 clean up shop in overtime. Not dropping a single round. Barely dropping players. That is a strong answer back from MAC51.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they came alive in that overtime. You can see that they were always under the pressure. I really can't say the same for Rebirth, though. I mean, they were playing phenomenally during the regulation. But as soon as they hit overtime, Boggs, it seemed like everything was out of whack. They were just couldn't quite cope with the nerves. But let's I think we're already ready for the second match of the evening. We might not even have to go on break here. Double check here with our cameraman Melanie moment here. But yeah, let's go back into an explanation here. I feel like there were so many opportunities available for Rebirth to make these rounds count, especially in overtime. The play in Firebox, like, come on. You're in a 3v3. You have perfectly set up that player in Firebox. This is a sign of nerves, Boggs. It has to be.
Indeed it does. I mean, that was a play that should have secured the round and could have completely flipped the tables of this game. But instead it goes the other way, and, well, we saw what happened. MAC51 won 4-0 in overtime. And it really wasn't contested that much by Rebirth afterwards. The players got in their heads that they needed to step up and make the big play.
Yeah.
When in reality, that's when you need to get back to basics, play team Counter-Strike, as MAC51 did throughout the rest of that game, despite going down 10-5 early on.
Yeah, and not to mention, even in regulation for Rebirth, I mean, the first half, they dropped 2 ecos. We talked about that. It was, what, an 11-10-5 finish or 9-6? I can't quite remember, but I think it was 11-4, actually. But it was still, I mean, these are 2 ecos. These are important rounds for you to pick up. These are not something that you could drop. You want to drop one of those, yes, but yeah, we're almost ready. We have 10 players in the server for the second. Oh, nope. Can't count. It's hard. But by the way, if you are wondering, the second match is Intact versus Team 1. That action should be starting here shortly. We're going to cut to a quick short break, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll be back for the action. Don't go anywhere.